Hey everyone, Jake here, and everyone knows how fantastic vintage Pokemon cards have been doing recently. But modern Pokemon card sets have also seen some fantastic growth within the last couple of weeks. So in today's episode, I want to cover some of the reasons why we're finally seeing some great growth in modern Pokemon card sets, as well as my personal top 10 list for what I think are some of the best modern sets that you should consider adding to your own personal collection. And we're also going to cover some of the latest record-setting sales in today's episode of Pokemon Investment News. Starting off with some of the recent sales figure in Pokemon, we just saw a 1998 Kangaskhan trophy card PSA 7 sell for $35,000. Now, the Kangaskhan trophy card was on my personal top 10 list for the most expensive Pokemon card. I value the PSA 10 copy at around $100,000. And here we have a PSA 7 selling for $35,000. So I think $100,000 for the PSA 10 is right on the money. It might go for $80,000 to $90,000, but it's definitely a home run card. This card is absolutely incredible. There are about maybe 20 copies known in existence. The card is fantastic. To give you guys some background on the card, it was given out in 1998 in Japan only in a parent-child competition, and very few people actually got the card, and those that kept the card for 20 years are even fewer. The card has incredible story, it's got a lot of history behind of it, and it's very unique. And the fact that it doesn't include Charizard or Pikachu and it was still able to sell for $35,000 just shows how healthy the Pokemon hobby really is. People are enjoying the cards, people are willing to spend a little bit extra for the most expensive cards, and they're willing to appreciate the value behind the history and the story of the card. They're not just buying the card because, you know, it's Charizard and it's expensive. Speaking of Charizard and expensive, we also just saw another copy of the PSA 10 first edition Shadowless Charizard sell for $37,000. Once again, Charizard selling again for $37,000 just shows how healthy the hobby is right now. Most recent copies are selling for around, $34,000, $35,000, $36,000, and here's one selling for $37,000. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the year we see first edition Charizard selling for $40,000. With the recent growth in the hobby, it's bound to happen in the near future. On to the modern sales figure, we have Team Up and Unbroken Bonds, two sets that came out in 2019, and I believe Team Up is currently selling for around $250 and Unbroken Bonds is selling for around $280 per booster box. And these sets are super recent, like within a year old. So these are incredible growth. The booster boxes were literally selling for $100 a booster box 4 months ago. So what happened? How did modern Pokemon cards see 200% growth within a 4-month span? I think there are 3 main reasons why modern Pokemon card sets are seeing so much growth. The first reason, and I think is the most obvious and accepted reason, is that a lot of people are simply priced out of vintage sets. Vintage Pokemon booster boxes are selling at $5,000 on the cheap end to $10,000 to $15,000 on the expensive end. And I totally understand most of us can't afford that. Your friends and family would probably murder you if you spent $15,000 on a Pokemon booster box. But a lot of us are enjoying the hobby and you want to be a part of the experience and you want to collect some booster boxes. So being priced out of vintage sets, a lot of people are moving on to more modern sets where the booster box price are more reasonable, from $100 on the cheaper end to $500 on the more expensive end. On things like X and Y base set is around $500. So it's much more reasonable. These prices are readily available. The second reason, I think, is actually thanks to a change in philosophy in the Pokemon Company International. There is 2 versions of the Pokemon Company, the Japanese one and the international version, and they actually run a little bit differently. And the philosophy for the international Pokemon Company in the past has always been to print as much Pokemon cards as possible. Some sets from X and Y all the way up to the early Sun and Moon sets have been abysmal. Nothing really wrong with them besides they were completely overprinted. None of the cards were worth anything, and they just didn't really care about the collector's market. But I think in recent memory, within the last 2 or 3 years, the Pokemon Company have really changed their philosophy. They do not reprint sets ad hoc anymore. Right now, considering that Team Up and Unbroken Bonds are $250 to $300 a booster box, I would expect the prior Pokemon Company to be reprinting those sets any month now. But I don't think they're going to do that in the future. I think we're actually going to see these sets not being reprinted, which is an incredible change of philosophy. And I think a lot of people have faith that the Pokemon Company will no longer be reprinting these sets. And that's one of the main reasons why so many people are willing to stay vested and collect so many modern Pokemon card sets. The third reason is that I think Tag Team GX Pokemon cards are an absolute home run. What an amazing concept. They did a great job of putting two Pokemons on the exact same card. You have some great combinations. The Pokemon Company has said a couple of times that they put a lot of thought into which Pokemons they team up together, and it really does show. You have some cool combinations like Charizard and Reshiram, you got Pikachu and Zekrom, but you also have some goofier ones like Wailord and Magikarp together. You also have Slowpoke and Psyduck as a team up, and one of my personal favorite is Gengar and Mimikyu, two of my favorite Pokemons of all time on the same card. Amazing. Tag Team GX are an absolute home run. They did a great job with the set. The whole entire series of Tag Team GX cards are great in general. I don't think there is a single bad combination in the whole entire series. And honestly, looking at the past, it's one of the best concept Pokemon has done in a long time. Their other competitions are terrible. You got things like Break cards and Prism Star cards, which, you know, nothing against those other types of cards, but Tag Team GX Pokemons are just way better. An amazing concept, and it really does show in some of the recent sets. Team Up, Unbroken Bonds, Cosmic Eclipse, and Unified Minds. All four of the tag team sets are doing amazing, and it really does show. So great job on them for creating such an amazing concept. I'm also going to share with you guys my top 10 list for some of the best modern Pokemon card sets that I would recommend you consider adding to your own collection. Because a lot of people have been asking me, Jake, what are some of the best modern sets that you would recommend? And to give you guys a little bit of a disclaimer, I am a collector first and an investor second when it comes to Pokemon cards. So I would recommend you collect what you enjoy. Collect whatever makes you the most happy, and don't worry too much about the money portion of it. So what can we consider as a modern Pokemon card set? Well, I'm going to consider anything that came out within the last 5 years as modern. I think that's just fair. There's actually been quite a few sets. We have 26 sets in total in the last 5 years, which is around 5 sets per year. That's 4 main set and 1 holiday set every year, which is the way Pokemon has been doing it for a long time. Great idea. 26 sets in total. This is my top 10 list, which means 16 sets did not make this list. So I think this was great for a recommendation. In the number 10 place spot, we have Shining Legends. Shining Legends was the holiday set in 2017, and it was a great set for that time. I think I told you guys recently about Rayquaza Gold Star, which sold for $20,000 or $30,000. Well, in Shining Legends, there is a Shining Rayquaza that looks very reminiscent of the Gold Star Rayquaza. Great card, great set in general, lots of really great pulls that are worth over $100. You can definitely make your money back if you crack open some Shining Legends pack. And it's a pretty vintage set right now. Modern, but getting to the vintage point, so might be a great starting point for you. In the number 9 place spot, we have Pokemon Generations, another great set. Pokemon Generations had some really unique Pokemon art, much more whimsical and colorful. I think they were going for that female demographic with the Generation sets. There were like little ribbons on the side of some of the Pokemon cards. really unique. I think Generations is going to be looked at very fondly in the future. It's a really cool set. The one issue of it is that it was part of that period of time where Pokemon reprinted everything over excessively. So Generations is still readily available today, but it is getting to the point where it's getting close to vintage because it's like 4 years old. So that's a great set to collect if you're looking into the long term. In the 8th place spot, we have Cosmic Eclipse. Cosmic Eclipse is a very new set, but it is very unique and it can become highly collectible in the near future. The set is currently going for $100 a booster box, so you're getting in on the ground floor. Cosmic Eclipse is the largest set in Pokemon's history. Tons of cool cards in it, part of the Tag Team GX series. It's got the full art secret rare cards, and like I said, largest Pokemon card set ever. So lots of people are enjoying it. In the 7th place spot, we have Unified Minds, another Tag Team GX set. Great set. You got Mew and Mewtwo, lots of cool secret rare, hyper rare cards. Plenty of cards that are worth $40, $50. If you get them graded, they're well over $100 a card. So yeah, another great set. I think all of the Tag Team GX sets are pretty much home runs in general. In the 6th place spot on my list, we have XY Primal Clash. The only XY set on my list, actually. Primal Clash is a really cool set. I just have a lot of fond memories for Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. I think they are super cool, and the set is doing pretty decent. It's, once again, X and Y, they overprinted, but Primal Clash is going for around $120 a booster box right now, and it's like a 4 or 5 year old set. So yeah, definitely, if you can purchase one right now, I would recommend that. In the 5th place spot on the list, we have Unbroken Bonds. Unbroken Bonds, $250 or $300 a booster box right now. Absolutely insane. Unbroken Bonds is a great set. You got Charizard and Reshiram Hyper Rare. That card, PSA 10, is going for like $500 a card. So incredible. The one reason why Unbroken Bonds is only on the 5th place on this list is that risk of reprint. Unbroken Bonds came out a year ago and it's $300 a booster box. If I was the Pokemon company, I would hit the reprint run. And that is just super risky. It's high risk, high reward. If they don't reprint Unbroken Bonds, you're gonna make an insane amount of money. But if they reprint Unbroken Bonds, it's gonna crash down back to $100. So take the risk if you feel like it. On the 4th place spot on the list, we have Ultra Prism. Ultra Prism is a super cool set. You got Solgaleo GX and Lunala GX gold cards. Gold cards were only done for a small period of time, but they are super cool. I think they're bringing back the gold cards in Sword and Shield. But yeah, gold Lunala GX and Solgaleo GX are worth a lot of money. It's a great set overall. Ultra Prism is going for around $160 to $200. And this set, you don't have to worry about them reprinting. It's leaving standard in the near future. In the 3rd place spot on the list, we have Burning Shadows. I think a lot of people expected this one. Burning Shadows is a great set. You got Hyper Rare Charizard GX. That card was $100 a couple of months ago, and it's going for $300 to $400 right now, ungraded. In a PSA 10, you're looking at a $1,000 card. A $1,000 card for a modern booster box is what you want to see. So yeah, Burning Shadows, great set. No risk of it being reprinted, so that's why it's number 3 on the list. In number 2, we have Team Up. Team Up is super high on the list because I don't think they're going to reprint it. They reprinted a lot of the Team Up heavy cards in the recent Battle Arena decks, so that's one of the reasons why I don't think Team Up's going to be reprinted, and it is the first Tag Team GX set. Great set overall, got some amazing card. It actually has my favorite Team Up card of all time, which is the alternative art Latios and Latias Tag Team GX card. I'm going to have it up on the video. That's a beautiful card. Absolutely gorgeous card. I think I'm going to give that card to my wife on my wedding day. It's just beautiful. Taking the number 1 place spot for what I think is the best modern Pokemon card set that you should add to your collection is Hidden Fates. Hidden Fates is an absolutely amazing set. It's an absolutely home run set, and if rumors are true, the Pokemon Company is not going to reprint it. What has been distributed is pretty much what is available, and it's drying up very fast. You can purchase any Hidden Fates product right now for retail price. Do it. It's a great deal. I don't think you're going to have any issues with seeing Hidden Fates grow in the future. The Hidden Fates Elite Trainer box is hitting close to $200. The Ultra Premium Collection is going for over $100. And even the tins are going for $25 to $30 to $35. So overall, Hidden Fates has been around for only a couple of months and is already skyrocketing. So yeah, it's an absolutely amazing set. People look at it very fondly. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the set. The print run was very limited still, and there are tons of expensive Pokemon cards in Hidden Fates. If you pull the Charizard GX, you're looking at a $400 card. If you pull any of the Evolution cards, you would be super happy. They're over $50 a card right now. So yeah, great set, amazing series. I absolutely love Hidden Fates, and I think a lot of people do as well. We're gonna try to open up as much Hidden Fates as we can on this channel, but yeah, it's really limited and it's getting hard to find. Alright guys, that's the end of my top 10 list for some of the best modern Pokemon card sets that you should add to your collection. Thank you so much for watching. Do you agree with my list? Do you have any other suggestions or what you think should be higher on the list, lower on the list? Are there other sets that you think are better? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear you guys. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask them. I'll answer you as quickly as I can. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.